Hello everybody, my name is Veronica and welcome to my YouTube channel. Here we are playing The Sims 4 and today I have another speed build for you. And I know I did skip my last week video. I try to place videos weekly, but last week I had a lot of going on at my job and with my studying. And as I've been talking, I almost finished my floor plan. It will change. Trust me, it will change because I've been struggling a lot in this house with hiding the second floor under the roof from the first floor. And actually, I think that in the end, the whole roof from the front looks giant. But I like how it looks. I've been struggling a lot with placing the staircase, and I made this house to look as if it was old but renovated. You know, just I don't know about area where you live, but mostly in the area where I live, people buy houses from people who build the house. Like some family build the house for themselves, and later they decided maybe to build another house or to buy a better one. And in area where I live, most of people who live in detached houses, they buy ready houses from a family who lived in the house for maybe 10 or 15 years or maybe more. So I made this house as if it was old and boring, and this family decided to make it more fun. Like, as you will see, I tried to place a lot of colorful wallpapers on the walls. We have blue brick on the outside, yellow siding, and white windows because it's neutralize everything else, and we have black roof, but I thought that it just looks fancy maybe. This family wanted to have one child, but it happened so that they have another child. So all the family members, they had their own bedrooms on the second floor and their own bathrooms. Yes, this house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and each bedroom on the second floor has its own suite bathroom. And so these original family members, they had each their own bedroom, but then parents had another kid, and maybe they didn't plan on it originally, but parents had to move downstairs to the guest room, and guest room doesn't have its own bathroom. It has bathroom accessible from a living room. Parents like sacrifice their bathroom comfort to give a better bedroom to their child. I try to imagine this kind of story when I finish the floor plan, because I thought that it will be nice for children to have the second floor all for themselves. And this house may fit 4 people, but if you want, you can refurnish it and fit even more. Like maybe some 2 kids share a bedroom, or maybe one of the kids is already adult and he or she lives with a partner. Um, Also, I would like to say that this house is not really cheap. It's somewhere around 85,000 simoleons. Um, I know it's a lot, but I'm not building a starter home with 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and like an office, a proper office with a computer. This house was made like that. I have a little confession to make. I used to play the Sims pirated version, where you have all the packs, all the expansions, everything. And I played like this for several years. I'm not bragging. I'm not saying you should do that. As I said, it's like a confession. So I'm sorry I did that. And as you see, I'm trying to redeem myself. I already bought 3 packs, and I started buying them maybe a month ago when I started this YouTube channel. And I started with seasons because I think it's essential. Um, And then also I bought tiny living, and now I have get together. I just like these 3 packs. And so this house uses these 3 packs, these 3 not free items, to say so. I don't know. Maybe in the future I'm going to buy more packs and I will make like all the packs build, but I cannot afford it right now. So only 3 packs in a build, and maybe it's good for you. Maybe you will want to download this house from a gallery when I upload it. Um, you will be able to play it because it only uses 3 packs, not that expensive. And as you see, I wanted to make like a nice big living room, but then I thought uh, that my Sims usually don't spend a lot of time in their living rooms, so I don't like spending all the space for just a couch with a TV. And I decided that I want to have a separated office in this house. Maybe your Steve is a freelancer, so he can work in here. And maybe one of the household members who I imagine this house are going to own, uh, maybe they have a freelance job, so they work from home. Maybe some of these people is a writer, so that's why they have like not the cheapest house in the area. Um, and so I decided to make a separated office. I just think that it's much more convenient to have the whole room for the office, and I think it's maybe better than. I know that there are people who like placing the desk in the upstairs hall. I don't like doing that because for me personally, I don't like when there are people walking around in the place where I work. It's just really distracting. So I made this separate office, and I think it turned out quite pretty. Small, but you don't need that much space to work with the computer, do you? I don't. And I'm not attacking those people who prefer placing desks in the Sims in the hallways, but as you might have seen while I was making the floor plan, we don't have that much of a hallways in this house. 2 on the first floor, of course. They are not small, but they are not big enough to place a desk. And we have like 1 tile hallway on the second floor. And by this, I also thought that this house may be partly British style, not that much British style on the outside, of course, not that much on the inside, but maybe British type of floor plan because it's really closed. And I know that most Americans, when building their houses, they make like open floor plans. I'm not saying everybody does that, but I noticed that maybe in American homes there are more open floor plans. So you have this open staircase to the living room. You have one big living room and dining room together in one big area with maybe a little kitchen nook where you cook. Um, it's all big open space, but this house has every room divided and no big hallways, like 1 tile hallway on the second floor, as I said. Um, I just think it's more realistic. Most people don't, I don't know, in the area where I live, most people don't have that big of hallways because it's not a usable space. And if you live in a cold area, you have to pay more to keep this extra space warm. And if it's not usable, then it's just a waste of money, isn't it? I think it is. And I wanted to place, at first, I wanted to make most of the house with the wooden floor, but then I thought that I don't have that much carpets, first of all. And second of all, it's really nice when in the morning, when it's cold outside, You place your feet on a warm carpet, not on a cold wooden floor, and you feel warmth. And that's why every bedroom in this house has carpets. And every bathroom is pure tile all around. And every bathroom has its own color. Most of it is white, of course. And I did play this shelf above the toilet, and I know that there were people complaining to other themers that it's really uncomfortable. Why would you place it like that? I would hit my head on it. I don't know how you are going to hit your head on something that is so thin against the wall above the toilet. How are you standing up? Tell me please, write it in the comments. I don't know how you do that. And I am clumsy. I am really clumsy. I can hit the wall that is in the corner of a room maybe, and I've been living in this house for a year and a half, and I can't hit the wall. I know it's there, but I'm going to hit the wall even if I see it. I'm clumsy, and I am clumsy, as I say, and I don't know how you're going to hit your head with a shelf above the toilet if it's really thin against the wall. And as you might have noticed, in this build I'm skipping here and there, here and there. I'm going to the outside of the house, then I'm going back to the bathroom. Then I see some nice things in the catalog and I think, oh, it's going to look really pretty in a hallway. Or maybe it's going to look pretty in the kitchen, and then I go to the kitchen and check if it's going to look pretty, and if it does, I'm starting refurnishing or furnishing kitchen again. I just, as I said, I've been pirating Sims for quite a long time, so I'm really used to have much more items in a game. So I understand why like only base game challenge is difficult for most Simmers, but I am not bragging. I'm not saying you should go and pirate the game. As I said, just enjoy what you have, as I do now. I have only 3 packs, and I did enjoy only the base game for maybe a month before I started buying packs. And it's really nice to buy packs one by one, not being able to buy all of them at once, because you can really enjoy this pack individually. And I just bought Get Together and recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I've been really shocked how many windows it has and how many items it has. And to tell you the truth, I've never used to play with communities. Or are they called communities? Clubs. I have never played with clubs. I usually just ignored this feature, and it's actually a really useful feature in the game, because you can make friends like this. You can improve, I don't know, skill building, or as I said, you can make friends. Or if you play a 100 baby challenge, it's a nice way to meet single people, to have children with them, or not single, maybe like people you can make babies with. um so as I say, when you buy things one by one, you really feel for what you're spending this money. You are just not throwing out $1,000 and like, is that it? Is it everything I get for this lot of money? But if you spend it gradually, you just, oh, okay, I spent these $5 and I got these items. I spent these $20 and I got all these items, and these items are really a lot. And as I've been saying it, I almost finished furnishing the house, and now we are at the last bedroom. And as you might have seen, the parents' bedroom is quite basic, and the first kid, as I imagined, it's going to be a teenager or maybe young adult, so it's quite grown. Um, this second kid likes playing guitar or and some sports, and maybe enjoys some computer games, like, this stereotypical teenager. Um, Another kid, as I imagine it's going to be a child, so that room has a dollhouse, a couple of toys, a desk to do homework, and stuff like that. And I also placed a hamper in every room, but I don't have a laundry pack, so it's not usable. But if you have a laundry pack, you actually, if you want to, you can just make switch these hampers to usable ones, and I think that you might find some space to place a washing machine in this house because it has 3 bathrooms. You can always switch a bathtub on the first floor to a shower, and on the second tile you can place washing machine and drying machine on each other. Um, I just, as you might have noticed, I furnished all of these bathrooms the same because I don't have enough imagination to furnish them differently. Just I've been placing the essentials, and now I'm going to add some landscaping. And I'm not really good at landscaping. I just like placing bunch of flowers so that it's like a flower explosion around the house. But I think it looks pretty. It looks like somebody lived there because it's not just plain grass around there, and it's not as boring as usual green lawn. It doesn't look that made up as all these bushes in Newcrest, as you can see before in front of the house. And I didn't forget to place actually 2 trash bins in this house. One is outside in the backyard by the flower arranging table, and another one is at the kitchen. And the one at the kitchen is actually a cheeky one because when you throw something out there, you get tens of millions for each seam you have in your household. And it's really useful because you can place there all the plates, and your team won't have to use a dishwasher or a sink in the kitchen, except for washing their hands, of course. Why would you use a sink in toilet when you can go to the kitchen? Um, I just put a lot of ivy on one side of the house because I just thought it's going to look nice because, as I said, this house is old but renovated, so the ivy managed to grow up to the roof on one side, and it makes the house look a little bit more interesting on this side. And I just think this house turned out to be a really pretty one. Nice, with some flowers, with some colors, not only boring white and beige. It, of course, it has a lot of white and beige, but not all of it is like that. And I did place a couple of lights in the front of the house, and I did place a lot of lights in the back of the house. And as I said before, I have an electrical engineering major. I have a diploma, bachelor one. Um, so I usually put some thoughts in making electrical part of the house so that it's really usable. So you can see light switches everywhere, and you can also see that I don't like putting like electric lights in the back of the house. I try putting them on the house so that you can use them without the risk of getting electrocuted. So this is just my habit. Like, don't put cables in wet ground when you can not to do that. And as I've been saying that, I'm just placing some final touches to the house, and now we can go to a room tour, a final room tour. And here is the front of the house. It looks, I think it looks bright and colorful, quite pretty. A lot of flowers. Maybe I tried too much to make it nice, but it's pretty from the outside. And let's head inside. And inside we have this pretty hallway with a clothing rack, a couple of shoe shelves, and if you go to the right, you happen to be right in this fancy dining area and think that it looks like a picture from Pinterest, but in The Sims. This fancy dining area is all like blue and yellow, as you notice, and I tried to make this rack match it all together. And we have this modern kind of painting and a little kitchen nook. And if you don't like coffee machine in here, you can always delete it and place here something else, maybe something more useful, or don't place anything at all. Whatever you want to do. Um, we have some clutter in here, and these people really like coffee. You see how much of coffee stuff they have in the house. And if you go to the left from the entrance, you will go right into the living room. It's quite boring. It's really long room. So this place is not really usable. This place is not really usable, but I think it looks nice. And from the living room, we have an entrance with a light switch, of course, like we have light switch here and here. We have light switches everywhere here. I've actually changed off camera this painting because I had two same swatches here. Little detail. We have a very boring bathroom, and we have a really boring hallway with one painting. It's pretty. And here we have an office with everything you might need: a bookshelf, computer, a diary, some stuff for writing, calendar, and a couple of paintings. And here we have basic bedroom with some clothes on the floor. This is not exhibition house. Um, a pretty bedroom. Every window has curtains, so you have some privacy in this house. And I think it's cute bedroom. Nothing special, but I think it's cute. Um, we have a really narrow staircase to the second floor with one flower, the only decoration in this whole hallway. I know that I did play this light because game thinks that this room has ceiling, but it doesn't, but just ignore it. It's really small. Or maybe I can go, oops, go right here and make it really tiny so it's not that much in your eyes. And we have two bedrooms, one with a bunk bed with a desk downside, and I played the couch here because I think it's really much more comfortable playing a guitar sitting, not standing as the Sims do. It takes a little bit of imagination that you have a guitar with a couch right next to each other, but I think it's pretty. And here we have a green bathroom, pink bathroom, and a nice little kids room, all pink and lavender. And we have a tiny little backyard with some grill. I like placing grills because I like grilling in my real life. A couple of flower pots, a flower arranging table, trash can, and this is pretty much the house. And as you might have noticed, I tried to place some light bugs. Here they are, and I think that it adds some charm to this house at night. I think it just adorable. So I place them whenever I remember to place them. So this is pretty much the house. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.